What's the pettiest way you've ever gotten back at a bad boss? My manager Karen thought she could steal my promotion by taking credit for my year-long project. She had no idea I'd been preparing for this moment. I spent 11 months developing a client retention system that saved our company over $2 million. Karen barely knew how it worked, but when the regional director came to visit, she scheduled a presentation and told me I wasn't invited. Oh, this is management level stuff, she said with that fake smile. You can watch from your desk. I sat at my cubicle while she clicked through my slides, explaining my charts to executives who were nodding and taking notes. She kept saying I developed and my innovation while pointing at work I did during countless late nights. The regional director was impressed. Karen, this is exactly the kind of strategic thinking we need at the corporate level. She beamed. Thank you, sir. I've always believed in going above and beyond. That's when I opened my laptop and made one small change to the system. I removed her access and reset the admin password. But I wasn't done. Over the weekend, I also gathered every email where Karen had dismissed my ideas, every message where she'd taken credit for other people's work, and every instance where she'd thrown team members under the bus. I created a neat little folder titled Management Excellence Examples. Monday morning, Karen burst into the office in a panic. The client retention system had crashed over the weekend, and 3 major clients were threatening to leave. Fix it now, she demanded, her voice shaky. Fix what? I asked innocently. The system. Your job is to maintain it. I pulled out my job description. Actually, according to this, I'm just supposed to input data. The system maintenance falls under management responsibilities. Her face went pale. But you built it. Did I? I thought you said it was your innovation. She started pacing around my desk. Don't be difficult. You know what I mean. I'm confused. In Friday's presentation, you clearly stated this was your strategic development. Are you saying you misrepresented your qualifications to the regional director? Other coworkers were starting to notice the commotion. Karen lowered her voice. Look, we both know you helped with some of the technical aspects. Some of the technical aspects, I repeated loudly. That's interesting. The regional director called an emergency meeting. Karen sat there sweating while he asked technical questions about server configurations and database structures. She couldn't answer a single one. Where exactly is the documentation for this system, he asked. Karen looked at me desperately. I shrugged. I was never given access to management level documentation. I thought you said you developed this yourself, Karen. Well, I supervised the development process. Then surely you understand how to restore functionality. She stammered for 10 minutes before admitting she didn't actually know how any of it worked. The regional director's expression grew darker. Are you telling me you presented work you didn't understand? It's more complicated than that. That's when I spoke up. Sir, if I may, I think there might be some confusion about project ownership and contributions. Please clarify. I opened my laptop and pulled up the folder. I have documentation showing the complete development timeline, including all communications about this project. Karen's eyes went wide. That's not necessary. Actually, I think transparency would be helpful here. I started reading from the emails. March 15th, Karen writes. This client retention idea sounds too complicated and probably won't work. April 22nd. Why are you wasting time on this when you should be doing actual work? The regional director leaned forward. Continue. May 30th. I don't understand any of this technical stuff. Just make it work. July 8th. Don't mention this project in the team meeting. It's not ready for management review. Karen was turning red. Those emails are taken out of context. Should I read the ones where you told me to keep my mouth shut about who actually built this? That's enough, she snapped. The regional director turned to me. Do you have the technical documentation to restore this system? Yes, sir. Complete backup files, source code, user manuals, everything needed for full restoration and ongoing maintenance. And you developed this entirely yourself? Yes, sir. I can provide time-stamped logs showing every line of code, every database modification, and every testing phase. He looked at Karen. It seems we have a significant problem here. She was terminated that afternoon for misrepresentation, fraud, and gross incompetence. They offered me her position with a 40% raise and a formal apology for the mismanagement. The best part was the company-wide email announcing my promotion, which specifically mentioned my innovative client retention system and outstanding technical expertise. Karen's desk was cleared out by security while I sat in her old office, updating my LinkedIn title to senior manager. The regional director personally called to thank me for my integrity and technical skills. 3 months later, I heard through the grapevine that Karen was working at a competitor, telling people she'd been unfairly fired for being too innovative.